And awesome. So I just want to welcome everybody to our call tonight. Tonight is a call to be going over our compensation plan. And, obviously our compensation plan is truly a very unique one. And for those that don't know too much history about the way the compensation plan was structured and delivered, obviously the industry of direct marketing, there's many companies out there, but just to kind of give you some history about our compensation plan. So Mr. KJ Kim, which is our CEO, he used to work for the government body in South Korea, and it was a company that gave out licensing to every direct marketing company in South Korea. So for example, if you were starting a company in South Korea, any type of direct marketing company, and you want to get licensing, you had to go through his company, not his company, but the government body company, and he was in charge of giving people licensing, or if they were doing something wrong, he would be shutting down companies as well. So he's seen thousands of compensation plans, right? And Chairman An, was obviously the chairman of the company, but he hired Mr. KJ as the CEO of the company, and Mr. KJ Kim is the one that actually designed this compensation plan. And what's very unique about how it started in South Korea is, in South Korea, the maximum compensation you can earn in this type of industry is 35% commission. But in South Korea, what Mr. KJ did was we turned RIMAN into more of a distribution opportunity where they had distributors have business accounts, and now distributors were making 45% commission. So no other company had that except us. So we had literally the best products, best compensation, and of course our company exploded in South Korea. So this compensation plan that we have today, that all of you are in the company right now, it truly is a compensation plan where it's been, they took out all the bad stuff. They designed this so well that it fits perfectly into really building a business. And I'm going to explain today how the bigger impact is on why our compensation plan is designed the way it's designed right now, so that long term, it's going to really help you understand our, obviously, information and compensation much better as well, right? So understand, guys, our compensation plan is designed by Mr. KJ Kim, and he's a genius in the industry, and he designed that compensation plan. And after learning about, of course, being at, going from a planner to manager, senior manager, team leader, now being a director and higher now, I fully understand why the current compensation plan is structured like this, because I see the long-term numbers and vision of our compensation plan and business, right? So of course, I wanted to start with the basics for everybody, of course, with just on the basics of when people get started with us, right? Let's just talk about the basics today first, so that you all understand the very few positions first. And then it'll be easier, of course, to understand, obviously, the later positions, right? So obviously the first position, right? We all know the first position is called planner, which is a simple position where you start earning 10% commission on all of the BP, right? So if you do 1,000 in BP in sales, you earn 10% of 1,000, which is $100 in commission. If you did 2,000 BP in sales, you earn 10% of 2,000, which is $200 in income, right? And at the planner position, there's no monthly requirements of getting customers. There's no 3 customer requirements. There's no minimum, sales volume requirement, nothing like that at planner, right? Now, manager is 25% commission, but you have to unlock 3,000 business points of total sales within your first, not first 3 months, but in a rolling 3 months calendar. Let me explain that rolling 3 months, okay? So for example, today is, let's take a look here, February 16th, okay? So February 16th, February is my first month of business, okay? Now I have until, February is my first month, March is my second month, April is my third month. I have until end of April to finish up manager. That's my 3 months, okay? And in that 3 months, I must finish 3,000 business points worth of total sales, right? And let me just share that with you on a diagram so you can actually visually see the 3 months versus just me talking about the 3 months, right? So let me visually show you the 3 months so you understand the 3 months exactly, okay? So it's very simple, okay? You got started. This is you today. You got started on February 16th, okay? Now, next month, obviously, we March. The following month, obviously, will be April, okay? February is your month 1. March is your month 2. April is your month 3, okay? And you have February, March, April to complete 3,000 business points in total sales. So it could be 1,000 here in this month, 1,000 here, and 1,000 here. And you can finish a manager by April 30th, okay, April 31st. And now you're a manager. Do you have to wait till April? Of course not. You could do it on the first day, buy 2 starter kits, and you become a manager on day 1, okay? Now, if you don't complete 3,000 business points by the end of April, what happens is this. You lose the February volume, which is 1,000. Now you have March and April left, and now you have until May to finish with 1,000. So if you do 1,000 in May, now this becomes once again your 3rd month again. You do 1,000 in May, and you did 1,000, 1,000, 1,000. Now you finished up to 3,000 business points. You are now, of course, a manager. Okay, so that's the manager position. And understand that the manager position when you first start. Okay. So if I'm brand new and I'm starting as a planner or a manager, if I start as a manager on day 1, meaning I purchased 3,000 business points, I could buy 2 starter kits, which is, of course, approximately $3,300, right? The cash back on the 3,000, okay? Yes, the position you manage is 25% commission, but the cash back is 10% of the 3,000, okay? You always get paid the prior position, right? So the fact that you were a planner prior to being a manager, you only get 25% commissions after the 3,000 business points. But before the 3,000, it's all 10%. That's why you get 10% of 3,000 of the business points, which is $300 in cash back. That's why if you start as a manager, you get how much cash back? $300. Okay, it's pretty simple. So if anyone that you know that wants to start as a manager, guess what they'll get? $300 in cash back, right? Now, keep in mind, if they bought 2 of the starter kits, which obviously are each starter kit is worth 1,500 business points, they do also get some free products, right? You get a stick bomb, right? You get a stick bomb, you get a powder cleanser, you get a travel kit, you get, I believe, a BB cream and a cushion, right? You get a few products, which of course is about $250 or $280 around there for the extra free products, right? So the good thing is if you get 2 starter kits, you get the free products and you get the $300 cash back, and that's the manager position. Now, why would somebody want to start as a manager? Well, if they have a budget and $3,300 is pretty much the amount they can afford, and that's all they can afford, then they can start as a manager, right? So that's the manager position, of course, at 3,000 business points. Okay. Now, if I go into senior manager, okay, if I go into senior manager, we know that it's obviously 6,000 business points, which is approximately worth 6,600. We all know that you can get 4 starter kits of 1,500 business points, and that equals 6,000 business points. And this will give you, once again, you get paid the prior position, which is 25% of the 6,000. So 25% of 6,000 is $1,500. So that's how $1,500 is generated, because you got paid 25% of 6,000. Once you now obviously became a senior manager, now everything after senior manager now is 35% commission. But before the 6,000, it's 25% commission, okay? And you only get the $1,500 by purchasing the 6,000 all in one shot. Meaning, let's say you started today, okay? You started today, and today is February 16th, right? And you bought $3,000, 3,000 business points today. But on February 18th, you're like, you know what? I want to go senior manager. You bought another 3,000 VP. When this happens, guess what happens? Since you separated it, you get 10% of this, which is $300. Now you're a manager, okay? Now you're a manager, and now you get 25% of the 3,000, which is 750. That's a total of $1,050. Yes, you became a senior manager, but you're earning $450 less because you split up the payments, because you split up the products, right? So if you want to earn $1,500, which is obviously 25% cash back of the 6,000, you want to order the 6,000 business points all in one shot. So remember that for yourself and your future team members, because some people, they're like, hey, I became a senior manager this month. I didn't get $1,500. Well, it's because you split the payments. Remember this. When you get your first 3,000, you only get 10% back. But if you do 6,000 all one shot, you get 25% of both, but it has to be in one order, okay? One order. But at the same time, keep in mind, now that the new compensation plan is whatever you order in a day, you get promoted the next day. So as long as you get it done within that one day of 6,000 order, 6,000 BP, you'll get the $1,500 and you'll get the 25% cash back as long as you complete it in that full day. Remember, also, as same thing as manager, you get 3 months, okay? So if you start February 16th, February is month number 1, March becomes month number 2, April becomes month number 3, right? If you ordered only 3,000 here, you ordered and sold 1,000 here, and you only did 1,000 here, and you're short 2,000, you're short 3, 4, you're short 1,000 business points, right? What happens is this: in May, you lose this, and now you have this month, which is 1,000, 2,000, and you need 4,000 this month to finish up senior manager. Okay, so remember, it's a rolling 3 months. You calculate the 3 months as it goes. Okay, so you always lose the last month. So that's why you want to make sure you get it done within 3 months, or of course, the best way of doing it is getting it done in your first day, your first week, as soon as possible. Okay, there's no point of waiting until last day or last month to finish up your senior manager promotion. Okay, now understand, when you're a manager, okay, when you are a manager and you sign up a planner, obviously planner keeps what, 10%, manager keeps 25%, right? So a manager will earn 15% commission from whatever the planner sells. Okay, so whatever, if the planner sells, 1,000 business points, then the manager above earns $150 in commission. However, if this planner signs up another planner here, okay, which is obviously now your level 2, because this planner is level 1, this planner is level 2, this manager will not earn money on your level 2. This planner has a level 3, a level 4, level 5. Guess what happens? This manager does not make money on level 2, 3, 4, or 5. Same thing with the planner position. Planners do not make money on levels 2, 3, 4, and 5. Planners and managers only earn on your level 1. Okay, so if you're a manager, you cannot earn money that goes past your level 2, 3, 4, and 5. And that's why at the senior manager position, it's 30 plus 5, right? It's 30 plus 5%. What's the 5%? It's the override you earn on all levels unlimited. So for example, you're a senior manager, right? That means if you have a planner here, 25% goes up to you, right? And then let's say there was a manager here. Let's say there was a planner here. Let's say there was a manager here, right? You're getting an additional 5% here, 5% there, 5% there. So you're making that 5% override unlimited, okay? Unlimited until another senior manager pops up. So if you have a senior manager now on your 3rd level, you do not make 5% on your senior manager on your 3rd level. However, if you have a senior manager directly underneath you, you will earn 5% of all that senior manager's personal retail sales, okay? Personal retail sales, okay? It's not everything that comes down here. You make 5% of the senior manager. you make 5% of this person's personal retail sales. So for example, if this senior manager ordered 1,000 business points, 2,000 business points, you earn 5% of that person, of that senior manager's personal orders, not his team orders or her team orders. It's just the personal orders, okay? So that's senior manager, okay? That's senior manager. So we went over planner, we went over manager, and of course we went over senior manager, which is pretty much a 3 basic positions where there's no, structural requirement, right? Yes, you do need 3 customers, okay? Manager and senior manager, you need 3 personal customers. Now, what are the personal customers for? So, for example, okay, on your first month, right? On your first month, if you're brand new this month of let's say February 16th, for example, right? And you signed up 3,000 business points this month in February. That means next month, March 15th, you'll get a $300 paycheck, okay? If you signed up February, senior manager, you spend 6,000 business points. Guess what happens? In March 15th, always the 15th of the month, you'll get a $1,500 paycheck, okay? Now that bonus is triggered whether you have 3 customers or not because it's your first month. It's your first month, okay? But keep in mind this. If you started in January and you did nothing, you ordered 0 products, but in February, you ordered 6,000 business points to go senior manager, you need to have also 3 personal customers in the month of February for a commission to be released in March 15th. If you don't have 3 customers, your commissions will not be released in March, okay? Because it's not your first month anymore. But as a senior manager, okay, as a senior manager or manager, right, every month for you to release commissions, you need to have 3 customers, okay? 3 customers, 3 personal customers. And these personal customers are individuals that go to the website, they click on customer, they sign up, they get a customer account, and they order at least 1 item in their customer account, and that counts as one of the 3. So for example, let's say you've been in the company now for a few months, okay? This is your 3rd month, or your 4th month, or your 5th month, okay? You're a senior manager, right? This month you did 5,000 business points in sales. You're with you and your team, right? You need to have 3 customers, 3 personal customers. And these 3 customers need to order at least 1 item. It could be existing customers too, okay? So for example, let's say in the month of February, which is this month, you did 5,000 business points in total sales. You got your 3 customers. Next month in March, you just got paid out. Okay, so this was February. Now March, let's say you're obviously still, let's say a senior manager, and you did 9,000 business points. You still need to have 3 customers for the month of March. It doesn't have to be 3 new ones. Your existing customers from February, as long as they order in March, right, at least 1 item each, then you will release your commissions, okay? So make sure that you have at least 3 customers minimum, if not more. I love what my mentor always told me. He says, Steve, never make your minimums your maximums. Even though you only need to have 3 customers, don't go for 3. Go for 5, go for 6, go for 10, go for 20, go for 30, go for 100, go for as many as you can, right? You never want to make your minimums your maximums. Even me personally right now, I'm on a mission right now to get a lot of personal customers on top of course, building business, which I love building the business. I'm also going out there, I'm speaking to people, and I'm getting customers too, right? Because why? You want to have a great customer base. Because think about it, if you have 10, 20, 30, 40, 100 customers every month using our products, or even if it was every other month using our products and buying our products, you make the biggest commissions on that, right? So you want to have a good flow of customers. And what happens is this: if you are good at getting customers, your team is good at getting customers. So now your business will grow substantially because everyone's getting customers and building the business at the same time, right? So make sure that you're good also at getting customers, even though you may not be good at it right now, you still want to get good at it later. You know, if you're good at getting customers and you're not good at building a team, you know, you still want to work on building a team too, because, you know, obviously you want to, you know, double and triple and quadruple and 10x your business. But of course, the only way to do that is not by you going out there and getting 1,000 customers. It's 1,000 people getting 10 customers is the way you can really maximize your business, right? So, you know, planner, manager, and senior manager obviously are the very basic, simple positions that we all know. But we also have to understand the very basic principles of these positions of how the commissions are released. What are the requirements, right? So that you know it clearly enough to teach other people later on as well, okay? So that's planner, that's manager, and that's senior manager, okay? And also keep in mind, when you become, when let's say you're a planner, for example, okay? You're a planner right now. I know a lot of people have a lot of questions like this sometimes. When you sign up a new manager or senior manager, for example, okay? Let's say you signed up a manager, okay? When you're a planner, okay, you could only count 50% of the legs volume towards your next position. So planner, next position is obviously manager. So the planner here can only count 1,500 business points towards their next position. So for example, if this planner signed up one manager, this planner would have 1,500 business points. Now, if I was a planner and I signed up a senior manager, right? Guess what I have? I only count 50% of the manager position, which is the next position. So I still only get 1,500 business points. All right. So a planner signing up a manager or senior manager will only get 1,500 business points because we don't calculate 50% of the SM or manager position. We calculate 50% of the next position, which is the manager position. So you can only calculate 50%. So for example, planner signs up at SM, they have 1,500 business points towards the next position. But however, if the planner here now signs up a manager, for example, now you could count the full 30,000 here. Okay, you could count the full 3,000 because now obviously the person's the manager, and now if the planner has 0 points and they sign up here and here, now they have 1,500, 1,500. You have 3,000 points. Now the next position obviously is senior manager, right? So if you're a manager now going to become a senior manager, but you already have one senior manager here, and you have a manager here, the next position is obviously what? Senior manager, right? So you can count 50% of this person's position now, which is 3,000 business points, right? So the fact that you can count 50% of the SM's position, which is 3,000, and then you also have a manager, okay? 3,000, that's 1,500 business points. Sorry, the next position is senior manager, so you can actually count the 3,000, the full 3,000. So now this person becomes a senior manager. Just keep in mind that it's always 50% of the position, your next upcoming position, okay? Not 50% of the BP, it's 50% of the next upcoming position, okay? That's manager or senior manager, okay? All right, so now, just so that we went over that structure, so you guys know manager signing up a manager or manager signing up senior manager, you guys understand the structure. Sometimes a good way to build business also is, let's say, husband and wife. Sometimes people ask me, hey, Steve, who's better to put husband on the top, wife on the top? Which one's better, right? And if it's something like this, and let's say the husband's up top, right? And husband signs up as a manager and wife signs up as senior manager. That's 6,000 down here, 3,000 down here. 3,000 will go up, okay? This in this scenario, 3,000 will go up because the husband's a manager, okay? So you can, in the next position is senior manager, so you can count 50% of 6,000, which is 3,000. So this all goes up. Now both of them become a senior manager. Okay. So, and one good thing about doing it where the person, the bottom is stronger is as you build a team, and if the person on top is weaker, they still get the benefit of all the managers and senior managers that are down there, because you can count up to 5, managers or higher per leg. Okay, which I'm gonna explain to you how that works now. So let's talk about team leader. Okay, team leader. Now, team leader, right? Very simple. We need to have 50,000 business points total, minimum, right? We need to have at least 3 senior managers, and we need to have 7 managers, right? Now, you need 3 senior managers in 3 separate legs. So 1, 2, 3. SM, SM, SM. You also need to have 7 managers or higher in your team. So, for example, if I help this senior manager get their first 3 senior managers, if I help this senior manager get their first 3 senior managers, if I help this senior manager get their first 3 SMs, I have now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I have 12 senior managers, right? See, I only needed 3 minimum, but I can also have 7 managers or higher. What that means is you can also have 7 senior managers. It's either manager or senior manager, right? So if I already have 12 here, then both of these are qualified. But take a look at this. If 6,000 business money, 6,000, 6,000, I have 18,000 on my first level, right? Then I have 369 on my second level times 6, that's 54,000. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 times 6,000, 54,000 plus the 18,000, right? That's already 72,000 business points. Plus my 6,000 if I was a senior manager, I'm already at 78,000 business points. I'm a team leader. I'm a team leader just like that just by having 3 senior managers that went out there and got 3 other senior managers. I have 78,000 business points. I have 12 people in my team. I'm a team leader. That's one way of doing it, right? You don't have to do it like that, but that's just one way of doing that. But there's also other ways of doing that. When I first started, I started at 6,000 business points. I signed up 10 right under me. I had my friend Moon sign up. I had my mom signed up. I had Gina signed up. I had Brian signed up. I had Eunice signed up. I had a lot of people signed up. I had, senior manager, senior manager, senior manager, senior manager, senior manager. I had Brian sign up, senior manager. I just had, maybe I had about like 8 senior managers in my first level. And then I had about a few managers. And then I also signed up a bunch of planners and managers, more managers. I think my first month, I signed up maybe around 45 people on my level 1 for my first month, right? Something like that, right? And combined, obviously this was already over 50,000, okay? Because sometimes I know when you build a business, like this is you sign someone up, let's say this is a senior manager, and you're thinking, is this senior manager going to keep on building and building and building? And then you start waiting, which is the worst thing to do. Never wait on somebody for them to build a business, right? They will never go on the same speed as you want them to go. Even though you want them to go fast, they're going to do so well with us, and they can be great. But keep in mind, guys, doesn't matter how great you think they are, right? They will go based on their speed. I had people in the past. I signed up senior managers. I signed up managers, signed up planners. And I'm thinking, okay, hey, if these 4 lines just build, hey, I want to become a team leader, right? Guess what happens? If they don't move, you don't become a team leader, right? So you don't want to just wait on anybody. That's what you want to keep on building until you find people that are hungry enough that will build with you and run with you along the way, right? So you always want to keep on building wide, but true builders that are good at this industry is good at building wide and deep at the same time, right? You want to go wide and deep at the same time. So, going back to team leader now, right? So, whether you have 3 legs, whether you have 5 legs, right? You need to have minimum at least 3 SMs on your first. Doesn't have to be your first level though. Keep in mind it could be something like this. If you signed up a planner that introduced a planner that introduced a manager, and there was a senior manager on your 4th level here, this still counts as your 3 separate legs of senior managers, okay? Which is still the qualification you need for team leader. But just going back, as a team leader, right? Once again, very basics, right? You need your 3. And you need your 7 managers, right? Now, it cannot be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It cannot be all 7, 8 people in just one leg, okay? You can't have 8 in one leg and have 1 and 1. You can have maximum 5 per leg. 1 SM plus 4 managers maximum per leg, okay? That's 50% rule one more time. It's 50% of the 10 that you need. So you could have maximum 5 per leg, okay? Now, some people, they start their business, right? They find someone that's a superstar, and that superstar starts building and building and building. They have already 10, 20 managers and senior managers all in just one leg. Keep in mind, you're not going to become a team leader like that. You have to build your other legs as well, okay? You got to build your other legs, right? You got to keep on focusing on going wide and building your other legs, okay? So once again, team leader, the requirements are this, okay? Once you become a team leader, and once you have your 50,000 business points, the requirement is, number 1, you need to have 5 customers monthly. So just like a manager, senior manager has 3, team leaders have 5. You also need to have 10,000 business points in your open line every single month. So let's say you became a team leader this month. Congratulations. Starting next month, as your team leader, you and your total team volume must be 10,000 or higher. 10,000 is a minimum. And then that's how you qualify for all the benefits of a team leader, okay? To receive the 45% commissions, the leadership match pay, all of that, you need to have minimum 10,000 BP for the month, okay? Remember, 10,000 is just the minimum, right? That should not be your target every single month. 10,000 is something you should get done in your first few days of doing your business, because keep in mind, it's your whole team's volume going for 10,000 and higher as well, right? So 10,000 is the minimum. And at team leader, I mean, if you don't do the 10,000, you just get compensated as a senior manager. But team leader, of course, what are the benefits of team leader, right? Well, let's say your organization, for example, has senior manager here, senior manager here, senior manager here. Now, these senior managers are earning 35%, right? So as a team leader, since you're at 45%, everything this senior manager does, if this senior manager brought in 40,000 business points in volume for the month in a total team, you're making 10% minimum at the worst case, right, off that 40,000. So how much is that for you? $4,000. Let's see, another senior manager did 40,000 here, right? That's another $4,000 for you. So this senior manager did about 30,000, right? At least you're getting minimum 10%. So that's another 3,000 for you, right? So having legs and teams is great, because as you have the senior manager teams and legs, you're making minimum 10% of all volume happening in that leg, okay? Now, You want to have this type of volume, of course, right? But at the same time, you also want to go out there because as a team leader, okay, if you sign up a senior manager, you earn $1,200 commission. Let me explain to you how that works. 6,000 business points. As I mentioned earlier, the senior manager receives 25% of the 6,000, right? So the senior manager collects $1,500. Now, that was 25%, right? The total amount that's being shared is 45. So where does the other 20% go to? Team leader, 20% of the 6,000, which is $1,200. So for example, if I'm a team leader right now and I sign up a senior manager, I make $1,200 per senior manager I sign up. If I sign up 5 senior managers for the month, hey, that's $1,205, that's $6,000, right? Now, if I'm a team leader and I go sign up a manager, right? So managers what? 3,000 business points, right? Managers keep how much, right? We all know 10%, right? Just 300. So what happens to the 45 minus 10? Goes to the team leader. That's 35%. That goes to the team leader, right? So 35% of 3,000 is 1,050. So if I'm a team leader going out there and signing up a senior manager, I make $1,050 per manager I sign up. If I signed up 3 SMs for the month, that's $3,600. If I sign up 3 managers for the month, that's $3,150 for the month, right? Just on sponsorship commission. Sponsorship commission, that's like $6,000 right there, right? So I can go out there as a team leader and earn sponsorship commission, which was around $6,000 right there by going out there and signing up managers and senior managers. Of course, I can go out there and sign up planners too, right? I can have overriding commissions, right, on all my legs of senior managers, planners, and team leaders get paid infinite of all legs, okay? So you can make extra money there. And we saw earlier it was at 4,000, 4,000, 3,000. So you can see additional 8 to 10,000 you can make on overrides by just going out there and having that type of business, right? Obviously, on all your personal customers, right, you're earning 45% as well. Right? And now, of course, let's talk about the match pay, right? But this is a few. Let's talk about the match pay now. So that's you as team leader, okay? Let's say you signed up a team leader as well here, right? And this team leader earns, let's say, $10,000 in commissions. That means 15% of that 10,000 will go to you, okay? Because team leaders earn match pay of 15% on your level 1, 10% level 2, 10% level 3. Okay, so $1,500 goes here. $1,500, let's see another team leader here, goes here. Let's say this team leader was making 20,000 a month, then 3,000 will go to there, right? If you have 3 team leaders making 10,000, 10,000, and 20,000, you're earning 3, 1,500, and 1,500, which is what? Additional $6,000. But keep in mind, that's only from 3 team leaders. That's $6,000. Plus your sponsors' commissions that you can make, whether it's 3,000, 5,000, 10,000, plus your overriding income, right? So the leadership match pay is great because you're making all this extra additional income because now your team leaders are making money. So the long-term vision is this. If I'm a team leader that has a lot of team leaders in my team, right? Guess what? That's going to really help me even stabilize my business even more. Yes, making 10, 20, 35, 45% commission is great, right? But I'd rather make a small percentage of hundreds of team leaders versus just only trying to focusing on my 45% commission every month. I mean, how much can you really sell a month by yourself? Not much, right? So you going out there and doing 45% of sales is going to be way harder. But if you have the mindset of, okay, you know what? Let me focus on building leaders. Let me focus on building some people, potential team leaders, help them become team leader, right? And have a lot of team leaders. Guess what? Having team leaders making 10, 15, 20, $30,000 a month, you're making the override, right? Just today, I saw one of the Taiwan girls just posted, she made $27,000 in commissions. I just saw that in Taiwan, which is huge because Taiwan's, monthly average income right now in Taiwan is $1,000 a month US. She made 27 times more than, than the average income in Taiwan. It was about 900,000 NT that she made. $27,000, So just shows you one thing, that it shows you that, when you go out there and you really build business, you can see the power of a compensation plan because, yes, it's good to have 5 team leaders in a team and 10, and eventually you can have a lot more. But, like my vision is to have minimum 1,000 team leaders, minimum 1,000 team leaders, right? And just having 1,000 team leaders, and if they were averaging about $10,000 a month and you were making about 7% of that, your monthly income will be $700,000 a month, right? It's big numbers, but you have to understand that it's very doable because why? Once you teach a team leader on how to become a team leader and they become independent enough, right? And they can do this business on their own, guess what you can do? You can go out there and you can now create more team leaders and create more team leaders and create more team leaders. And the more people that you can help become a team leader, your organization will duplicate. You'll have tens and hundreds of team leaders in your team and really reap the benefits of the leadership check match, right? So, as a team leader, you get paid only until you're level 3, okay? So if you're a team leader and you have a TL, you get paid the 15, 10, and 10, right? But once you become a director, you get paid down to your level 4, okay? 15, 10, 10, 5, right? Senior director, you get paid now 5 levels, right? You get 5 levels, and a national director is 6 levels all the way deep, right? So, and that's great because as you build your business, you're going to get a lot of people. You're going to get a lot of people, obviously that's going to be a team leader, and you'll have even more team leaders in your level 2, more team leaders in level 3, more team leaders in your level 4. So that's going to keep on building your business. So, let's see here. Maribel asks, what is open line? Open line is all the business you do, your total BP in sales outside of the person that has the same position as you. So for example, if you're a senior manager, there's no senior manager here. There's a planner here, okay? Whatever this senior manager does in volume, this is not your open line. Planner, let's say, does 3,000 in business points. Your open line is this volume because you're not the same position. There's a manager. There was 2,000 in volume. That's open line, okay? But the same position is not your open line. Later on, when you become a team leader, and you have team leaders in your team, and you're a team leader here, there's 50,000 in sales. You do not count this as your open line. You only count the volume outside your team leaders, which is like over here, right? You have planners and managers. All of this volume is your open line, okay? And one thing, I want to share with all of you guys is that even though, I had 10, 15, 20, 25 team leaders, right? Guess what? Even though that was not all my open line, I still went wide, still went build. I still kept on building and building and building and building. And that's why I became the #1 team leader, because that's what the company scores you at on your open line business. Yes, it's important to drive deep, which of course you all should, but it's also good to have open line to have, a lot of legs, okay? The stronger and legs you have and more legs you have, the more money you can earn also in this business as well, okay? So that was team leader, right? We all know that team leader was just pretty simple for team leader. And of course, when you become a team leader, you help others become a team leader. You do get the leadership match pay, and there's other benefits as well, right? Now, director is pretty simple as well. Director, you need to have at least 3 team leaders, okay? In 3 separate legs, okay? And you need 600,000 BP, okay? And the company gives you 6 months, okay? Which just means that you just got to do 100,000 BP a month. Now, once again, don't make your minimum your maximum. Just because you need 100,000 a month, don't only go for 100,000 per month. That's a wrong thinking, right? Your mindset should be every month you're going for the highest you can. Every month your goal should be, I should go for 200,000, 300,000, or 400,000. Because why? What if you went for only 100,000 every month and you had one bad month and you were short and now you're not a director? Because why? You went for your minimums. But if you go past your minimums, even if you had a bad month, you still become a director, right? So director is 600,000 in 6 months, okay? And as a director, right, this is what you get. You get, number one, 1% additional income on your total volume of your open line business, which means that if you have no directors below you, you're getting 1% of the total volume. So for example, as a director, let's say you did a total of 500,000 in business points. And that's all your team leaders, everyone combined. You earn 1% of the 500,000, which is additional $5,000 in income. On top of that, you got something called revenue share, okay? Revenue share, right? And revenue share is this. Directors get, we have a point system, okay? So directors earn, it's calculated as 2 points. Senior director, there's national director, right? And as a senior director, second here, sorry. Okay, so senior director is 7 points and national director is 12 points, okay? Now, the more points you have, the better it is for your business. Let me explain to you how that works, okay? So, give you an example here. Give you an example. So our company takes 1% of the total volume, so revenue. So let's say, for example, I'll just put a very easy number, okay? 5 million in sales. 1% of 5 million, right, is, let's say, I think that's, yeah, 50,000, right? Yeah. And they take the 50,000. And now, let's say you had, let's say, 20 directors, for example, okay? 20 directors. So $50,000, okay, is 1%, okay? Now, if there's 20 directors, for example, right? They do 20 directors, and obviously every director has a different type of point, okay? So $50,000 divided by 20 directors is about $2,500 per point, okay? Per point. So each point is worth $2,500. So if a director has 2 points, then from the revenue share, the director earns 2,500 times 2, which is $5,000. If you're a senior director and you have 7 points, you earn 7 times 2,500, which is $14,000, $15,000, $16,500. National director has 12 points, right? So that's about 30,000, right? I'm just giving you some basic numbers. I'm not saying this is the numbers we do right now, but I'm just saying, I'm just giving some basic numbers so you can understand this, okay? total company revenue, okay, company revenue times it by 1%, it's 50,000. Number of directors is divided by the total amount. That equals how much value each point is worth. The more points you have, the bigger the revenue share you earn. So if you're a national director or senior director, obviously you have a lot of points. If you have a lot of directors, more points, more revenue share you earn on these positions as well. So what's great about revenue share is, like, for example, like Taiwan, the first month did 3.5 million US dollars. Okay, our opening month. Okay, now 1% of that is $35,000. Okay, right? Now in Taiwan, only directors that has over 100,000 business points in that country will be able to earn revenue share for the company. And in the first month, only myself and another person with directors that had over 100,000. So 2 people, myself, Steve, and I believe it was Semi, split the 35,000 in revenue share, right? So we each got paid 17,000, right? 17.5, whatever the amount was, right? And that's how the revenue share works. Now, if the next month we did 5 million, for example, and then let's say now there's another director, right? Now there's 3. There's 3 splitting 50,000 now, right? Let's say next month we did 7 million, and now there's 5 directors, right? It's 5 directors splitting that because everyone has 2 points each, right? But of course, when there's senior directors and higher, now you start getting more of the revenue share, right? But this is just a basic understanding of revenue share, of how it works at the director levels, right? And it's great because, you know, if you're a director here and you have business in other countries, right? Like Taiwan, and then you have USA. Let's say you have business in Hong Kong. Let's say a business in Japan. And you're making a revenue share from all these countries every single month, right? That's a great passive income you can earn as a director, guys, as a director, right? And, you know, me being a director, I'm letting you know firsthand that it is amazing feeling to get very good, stable income as a director hire. And it's not that hard to become a director. Once again, the company gives you 6 months, okay, to finish up director. And you need to have minimum 3 TL legs, right? And the only way that I became a director is I was just always focused on helping people go team leader. That's it. If you help enough people get what they want, you get what you want. Okay, very simple. So all you got to do in this company and business is this: just keep on helping other people out. Help others go for their position, and your position automatically hits. Don't always be focused on your own position. Don't always be like, oh, I gotta go team leader, I gotta go director, and it's all about you. No, don't think like that. If you think like that, you'll never become a director. It's always gonna be about somebody else. You gotta help other people reach their goals. You gotta help other people become a team leader. You gotta help other people make money. Because if you help a lot of people make a lot of money, guess what happens to you? You automatically make a lot of money. If you help a lot of people get their goals done, guess what happens to you? All your goals get done as well. It's all about helping other people run for that next position, and you automatically hit, And that's why when I was on my director run, every month I would say I was helping 2, 3, 4, 5 people per month become a team leader every single month, right? When I was a team leader, every month in my team was popping 2 to 5 team leaders every month. On top of that, of course, I had a bunch of senior managers and planners and everybody else adding volume as well. And, you know, in 3 months, I did over 600,000, right? 3 months. You know, of course, in the beginning, you're going to say like, damn, Steve, 100,000 is so hard. Getting to 200,000 seems impossible. 600,000 in 6 months seems so hard, but it's not hard once you have a team, okay? That's what you need to have a team. Doing 600,000 by yourself, of course that's hard, right? But when you have a team of people, 600,000 is not hard, okay? Now I do 600,000 monthly, over 600,000 every single month now, right? I do director's value monthly now, but in the beginning, 600,000 seemed very hard, but now, you know, it can be done in a month, plus, because of course, having a strong distribution team, right? And the only way you become a senior director is by helping. How do you become a senior director? Well, oh, one more thing. At the director position, you do need to have, as a director, you need to have minimum 100,000 BP a month, okay? In your total organization, total sales, which is not hard, pretty simple. Once again, never go for 100,000 business points, because that's your minimum, right? Like my focus is always minimum $1 million a month, $1 million a month, $1 million a month. That's why when you're thinking so big, right? When you're thinking so high, 100,000 looks so small, you don't even look at that, right? Like you just get it done within your first few days, your first week, the 100,000, right? So always, that's why you always want to stretch yourself and have big numbers, because now having those big numbers will create different activities in your daily method of operations every single day to get to those higher numbers, so you automatically surpass all these minimum numbers as well. Okay. And if you're a director in North America, you are not a director in other countries. You only become a director in other country when you have volume in that country as well. So for example, if you are from a director in USA and you did 100,000 in volume in USA, then you get your 2 points and you get your revenue share. But if we're open in Taiwan, and let's say Japan, and you did 10,000 volume here, and maybe 20,000 over here, you do not get revenue share from these countries. You only get revenue share from these countries if you're doing 100,000 volume out of those countries as well, okay? And once again, senior director, pretty simple. Just help 2 people become a director, right? And monthly volume, 300,000. National director, help 4 people become a director. Pretty simple, right? And monthly volume of 500,000. And obviously, higher positions, higher revenue share, higher incomes at these positions as well. So that's, obviously from planner to national director. And as you build your business, as I mentioned earlier, you want to be focused on going wide. You want to go focus on going wide. So important, like it's always, me and Mr. Danny, we always talk about open line. We always talk about open line. We always talk about going wide and wide and wide and wide. Because why? Because this is you. When you help somebody here and they're independent, they became a team leader, they eventually become a director, right? That line is going. What do you want to focus on? Making another line, a new line, a new line, a new line. Now think about having 200 lines, right? And now you have 200 stable lines moving, right? It's like if you opened up a franchise, you just pretty much help a franchise get set up one time. Now they're running on its own. Now you have 200 franchises in pretty much your lines moving business on their own without your help. Now you have true stability, true financial freedom, true residual income of all the customers coming in literally every single day and every single month, right? So that's an understanding of our comp plan from planner to manager to senior manager to team leader, director, senior director, national director. And of course, I want all of you to go out there and run for director only because the revenue share and the stability of the income at the director level will be definitely worth it. Your time hustling and bustling these days, going out there and building a team, inviting people, getting customers, all that is so important and will be rewarding. Will be very, very rewarding, okay? But you know, I'm gonna go into some questions now. So let's go up here. Yes, it's recording. So someone, Hubert asked, if I'm a senior manager and I made a purchase of 1,000, when do I get my discount? Do I still get it even if I don't have three? Yeah, so if you just purchase, so if you want commissions to be released, whether you have retail sales or team sales, right? You have to have 3 personal customers every single month for commissions to be released, okay? 3 personal customers, okay? And if you have sales from your downline and you don't have any 3 customers, no, you do not earn your commissions for the month, okay? Now, if you don't add your 3 customers for the month, you don't lose your commissions, okay? Keep in mind, you don't lose your commissions here, okay? People think you lose your commissions. If you don't get your 3 customers for the month, it's held until the next month, okay? So if you miss 3 customers for the month in February, you can do it in March and you'll get paid in April, right? But I would always focus on getting 3 customers, okay? How do you earn points? Points is when you become a director. When you become director, do you get to see the revenue of the company every month? How do you know the company revenue? The company gives you a breakdown of what exactly came from the revenue share. How do you start a business in other countries? Well, you can't start in other countries yet until we open up those countries, right? Because, you know, for us, we have to register the products, we have to open up the office, so that takes time. And when we're officially open there, which, you know, we're going to be opening up a lot of countries, then you can do business in other countries as well. But keep in mind, guys, let me I'm going to actually stop the recording now.